Hey guys, Terrence here. Today I want to share with you a very special video where we're going to talk about the history of radical marketing. So why is understanding the history important? Is because by understanding the history of radical marketing, hopefully you will get a better understanding of what we've been through, why we're here today, why we are at this position here today, where we're going, and how we're gonna get there, so that the vision and the mission gets clearer for you. And I think that is so important for you to buy into the vision and the mission of the business. To understand radical marketing, I think you need to understand a little bit about my history as well. My passion for marketing began in my late teens, rather, when I started reading books on marketing. I don't know why they were there. I think my parents picked up some books on marketing. I started reading them and I'm going, wow, this is quite interesting. And that's as a teenager, just being curious, right? And from that, when I went to university, I started to gain a deeper love for marketing and greater curiosity for marketing. So in my undergraduate degree, while I was in an economics degree, I also enrolled in a lot of marketing subjects. And as a result, from that curiosity, I actually enrolled in a master's degree in marketing as well. So I did 2 degrees in marketing after my undergraduate, which is an honors and a master's degree. So this was all back in Australia. After that, because I just enjoyed marketing and studying marketing so much, what I did was I basically became a lecturer at university, a lecturer and a tutor, and a researcher at university. I was involved in various subjects, predominantly at that time in internet marketing. So because it was such a new field back then, this was back in the late 1990s, I was basically well sought after by various universities. So I lectured at not just my own university, I was lecturing at other universities as well. Like if you know Australia, I was lecturing in Griffith University, that was my main one. I lectured in the master's program at QUT, and I lectured in the master's degree program at University of Sydney as well. So it was really fun. But one thing I found that doing all this lecturing and all this researching, writing books, writing research papers and all that stuff, one thing was missing for me, and that was the practicality of it. So even though I had my students doing real life projects, the practicality of it wasn't enough. So I actually ventured out of university and I stopped lecturing and I started a business. I got into real estate investing while I was still lecturing at university part-time, and I also bought a existing business, which was a print shop back then, a suburban print shop in a shopping mall, like all those photocopy stuff and mugs and t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. So that was my early days, and honestly, looking back, I didn't know why I even got into it in the first place, but hey, I got into it. And so I had 2 businesses running. One was the real estate investing business, one was the photocopy shop, so to say. So what happened with the real estate, I was quite successful with it, kept getting bigger, not because I was smart, I believe it was because of good timing, and I made lots of money. I got into developments and all that kind of stuff. And on the other hand, the little print shop just kept on going, and it also evolved into a book publishing business, and it evolved into like a book services business for people who wanted to self-publish. So it all went decently well for the real estate side until 2008, where you had a global financial crisis. So 2009, that business went bust, and by 2010, I actually had so much debts I had to file for bankruptcy for that business. Yet at the same time, thanks to my book publishing business, on that side of things, it was going really well, even though I was like going broke on the real estate side. At least on the book publishing side, that was doing pretty well. We grew like double and double again until we hit like close to 1 million Australian dollars turnover back in, I think, 2011. Yeah, I think I was going pretty well. Okay, so gave up on the real estate stuff and focused on the book publishing stuff. However, when I had my daughter in 2011, we decided to move to Malaysia in 2012. So we moved to Malaysia naively thinking I could continue that book publishing business in Australia with my staff member still working there remotely. However, that didn't work out too well, and that was one reason. And also, I think the other reason was that Amazon started launching their own self-publishing business, right? Self-publishing service, and it was completely free. So, we used to charge thousands of dollars, and now Amazon's saying they'll do it for free. So basically that business model was destroyed by Amazon. So Jeff Bezos, I'll remember you for that. Anyway, back in 2013, I decided to say, hey, what am I really good at? What am I really passionate about? And it is really marketing. So I decided, hey, look, let's start a marketing agency. Let's do some consultation work and all that kind of stuff. So I started a marketing agency back in 2013. No running ads, nothing, right? Just basically didn't know what I was really doing. I was doing some branding stuff for various clients. I was doing, any sort of work, right? Any consultancy work, which was not that successful. Then I started picking up Facebook ads, right? I thought, hey, Facebook ads, this looks like a good opportunity back in 2013, 2014. And I'm like going, okay, really, really research into it and, found out a lot about Facebook ads. Didn't have a client yet until one day I was introduced to this guy called Aaron Sim. So Aaron basically is from Wealth Mentors, and he has like various speakers coming in, like success resources, right? So he promotes those speakers in Singapore, Malaysia, and basically he was looking for a way to get, bums on seats. So I said, hey, have you tried Facebook ads, right? And they're like, no, we haven't tried that yet. Does it work? I said, let's give it a go. We'll see. If you have no hassle, let's give it a test for 1 month and see if you like the results, right? So basically we did that, and we crushed it compared to their traditional forms of marketing, like newspaper ads and all that kind of stuff. We were getting leads for super duper cheap back then, as you can imagine. Back in 2013, 2014, I think there was hardly anyone. We could have been one of the first that was doing seminar marketing stuff back then in Malaysia and Singapore, right? Maybe not Singapore, but at least from Malaysia, right? So from there, we kind of picked up another client, or in the coaching seminar kind of space. And I remember back then I was working out of my friend's office. She didn't really use it, and she said, hey, why don't you use my office, because I hardly use it, right? Then basically I used it until she said, oh, we're selling the office, right? And say, okay, right. So I just moved downstairs to another guy's office, the guy that knew from downstairs, the neighbor, and they say, hey, we got one office space for rent, one little room for rent. I'm going, okay, sure, let's do it. Then all the while I had a mindset that was, hey, if I can just get a few clients myself, run this business, make 10, 20 grand a month, I'm pretty happy, right? So I wasn't really thinking big or anything. I was just thinking this can be a pretty good lifestyle business kind of thing, right? So then I started growing a little bit. Then I realized, hey, it would be cool to find someone who can actually help me out, because I'm doing all this work. I'm not really that good at graphic design, so I should get a graphic designer to help me out. So what happened is at that point in time, also I decided, hey, my family, we wanted a better lifestyle, better health reasons, because my daughter was coughing a lot due to the haze in KL every year. So we decided, hey, let's move to KK, and that's where my wife's family is from. And my parents also wanted to move to KK because of the better lifestyle there from KL. So we all moved to KK, and we hired our first team member. Actually, I hired someone else previously, but she didn't work out. So I hired this new team member, and Angel, if you're still here when you're watching this video, which I hope you still are, she was my first team member, and thankfully I selected a really good one at the start, which helped me to free up more time to help me grow the business more. So throughout all this subsequent years, so this is since 2017 thereabouts, we've just been basically focusing on growing our clientele in the coaching space. And for a few years there, to be honest, it's kind of one step forward, one step back, because for various reasons, I think picking up the wrong clients, pandemic didn't help as well. We had to pivot from seminars to webinars, which kind of long term it helped a lot, but in the short term it kind of disrupted our business a bit. And hiring poor people as well also didn't help. But overall now the business has come to a point where really focus on growing it big, and that's why we have this big vision of going 50x pretty much in the next 2033. So that's in summary where we came from and where we're at. And obviously to me this is just kind of the beginning of the journey. I think there's much more exciting days in the future, and one of the biggest things that was shackling me and the business was that my mindset, right? As I mentioned, I started as a lifestyle kind of business, and I didn't want to really grow it that big. But now, for various reasons, maybe limiting beliefs and misconceptions and all that kind of stuff, but now that is kind of lifted, and as I grow, I believe the business will continue to grow, and my mindset is now really expanded. And I'm just so excited that you, if you're watching this video right now, that means you're on board with us. And I just look forward to just like having just this awesome team of Navy SEALs just working together and kicking some ass together and making a dent in the universe, right? So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and that sums up the history of radical marketing.